Let's do it. Hopped out the bed and turned my. Hold on. Almost burned myself. I had a candle right here. I don't usually use candles. What's going on, y'all? Let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and get started. You're going to write down where you're from. Let me know where you're from. Let me know where you're watching me from. I always got to know my audience. I got to get to know y'all, okay? Where is everybody? What is everyone doing? Let's go. Let's get started. All right. All right. She said, don't date, be single. What you mean? We're dating out here. We are definitely dating. How you doing, Chattanooga, Tennessee? How you doing, Cali, California? I just got some clients in Beverly Hills. People cray. Well, not everybody. Working in Vegas. All right, going to bed. If he has a wandering eye, Cali here. What's up, Cali? If he has a wandering eye, does it mean he will cheat? I guess it depends on what you define as wandering eye, right? Like, how much is he looking at her? How long are his takes? Like, is he like purposely looking her up and down? Is he trying to spot out her body parts? Or like, I might need a little bit more description. Because some people think wandering eye just means I look over for a second and I look away, right? What's going on, Cali? It's a lot of Cali. Arizona, let's go Arizona. I love Scottsdale. Let's go. So we got TikTok on it. What's up, Brown Queen? She said, I'm the Brown Queen. Good to see y'all. Yeah, so the topic this week has been primarily about men who talk about women and they tell them what their purpose is, right? Oh, all these men say that a woman's purpose is to just have babies. You know, it kind of reminds me of the back in the day during the Salem witch trials. I don't know, was that a true story? When a woman did anything outside of being a wife or mother, and they automatically were like, she's a witch, we need to burn her, right? Guys have had this fear for decades. Like, seeing a woman be happy without them is such a triggering ordeal, right? Like, it's so triggering for them because they're like, oh, wait, you can actually live without me? You can actually have a life that matters? You can go out, you can go take trips and actually be by yourself? What do you need that for? You need my protection. Hey, Boombastic Gal, what's up, girl? How you doing? How you been? I seen you in the comments showing love. I appreciate you. So, you know, there's this pandemic of guys who think that the crucible, right? There's this pandemic of guys who think that women need them so bad, no matter what kind of shape they're in. And they try to shame women that have standards. It's always a shame tactic. Well, you shouldn't think this way. Well, who are you to say that? Well, you're too old. Well, you're too. But you know what's funny? Guys have opposite arguments, right? On one hand, they'll say, for example, you should not have kids with the wrong guy, right? This is an argument from the fellas. Then other guys will say, don't wait too long. What if the options are really that bad? What if the options are really that bad, yo? And then they blame the moms that are single for knowing. They said the woman should have known. But what if she's around a lot of bad guys? What is she supposed to do? What if all she's seen that is in fathers and uncles and brothers and cousins and friends? What if she's seen nothing but that? And then they go like, well, if you made it to 30-something years old, you've met a few guys in passing that have been good for you. So let's say that's true. Does that automatically mean that she has to be attracted to every single guy that's decent? And I don't know if you've noticed, but a lot of guys who say they're good guys are not really good guys. You know what I'm saying? Like if a guy has to say, I'm a good guy, does that actually mean that he's a good guy or is he just a poser? See, you can't win no matter what you do. You try to be careful, you're told don't wait too long. You don't wait too long and you move quick, they're saying you're not careful enough. They are going to always have a problem with any decision that you make. As long as a decision doesn't work out, they're always going to have a problem. Because the reality is they're not taking any accountability. As long as they aren't taking accountability, it's always going to be turned back to you. Because what I don't hear them saying is, why don't we try to be better? Why can't we just accept the fact that some women don't find us attractive no matter how good I try to be? What if I'm just not your type? What if I just don't have certain ways about you? Why is it always pointed to the woman every single time? Every time. These contradictory responses only make it worse too. Because then other men who are listening to this stuff are getting more ammunition to make women feel bad, right? Because there are a lot of men out here that just hate women. There's a lot of men that just don't like women. Or they've been burnt, or they've been played, or they've had their heart broken for whatever reason. There's some guys that are genuinely victims. But these guys turn evil and say, okay, now I'm going to put every woman in the same box because of my hurt. So because one person hurt you, every single woman has to be in the same box. You don't even know them. So what they say is, well, you're just better off having babies. Like, bro, you tell women to have babies, and then because they hurried up, because they tried to make sure they got there before they're 35, because that's a rumor, right? They tried to make sure they got there before 35, and they realized the time was coming, and they were like, let me go ahead and just sign up for a guy, even though my fertility is just fine, even though I'm actually good, even though I'm probably healthier than I've ever been. Because men in society tell me to operate a certain way, I'm just going to go ahead and do what you need me to do because I don't want to be judged. Then they do it. And then the guy ends up being a jerk because they didn't take the time to get to know him because they wanted to make sure that they got someone that was just willing to commit. And then the guy leaves or he does something crazy or he abuses her. She decides to walk away and they're saying, see, women always want a divorce. Like, bro, he was cheating on her. Well, she should have known that before she got married. Who sits there saying, I hope I get married and I get cheated on? Well, that's the thing. She knew something. She had to know something. You're telling me she got through this whole time and she didn't know something? So here's the thing. I'm not saying that she didn't know something, right? That's right. A lot of us do know something. But did I know it was going to go to that extent? Because have you ever realized that when people are bad or manipulators or narcissists, they start small. So I'm supposed to know every small sign that this person is going to get here, right? So you mean to tell me there are classes on narcissists? There's an actual study on it. There's a whole college course on how to spot out a narcissist, because last I checked, no, it's not. And here's what really turns my gears, right? No, we're going in today. Here's what really turns my gears. Some of the same guys that are saying, don't sleep around, don't get with multiple guys, don't be out here giving it away, are the same guys that are sleeping with multiple women. So you don't want the woman you're with to be adding to her body count, but you're adding to other women's body counts, and you're saying, don't do what I'm doing. Don't do what the woman I'm actually going for do. And then when you say, well, I need to get it out of my system, I'm an exception. But then as a man, you say you hate double standards. That's a double standard. You see how confused, this is why society's so damn messed up, right? This is why society, the laws and practices of society are so messed up because we keep saying one thing and then we do the actual opposite. And then we blame other people for doing the things that we said we're doing it too. It's like the pot calling the kettle black. I can't get mad if girl over here is adding to her body count and I'm doing the same thing. Well, your energy is going to be off. Bro, my energy is off. See, here's the thing. What matters more than body count is if the person is adaptable. If the person is ready and willing to make it work, right? If the person can find it in their spirit or in their mind to practically work towards good, right? That's what matters more. I don't know what this is, but see, we're so quick. And see, that's the thing. Some of these guys will say stuff like this, right? Well, biblically, how are you going to rip out pages of the Bible when only to benefit your agenda? Let me ask you that. Like, why are you ripping out pages of the Bible, right? Biblically, you shouldn't be doing that. Biblically, you should be submissive. It says it in the Bible, so there I'm right. Okay. Biblically, it also says the man shouldn't do it either. And we're going to go there. Biblically, it says the man should submit too. I don't know how many times I haven't heard on a podcast, I haven't heard a man say, I want to submit to a woman that's willing to submit to me. Like, why can't you word it that way? If you love submission so much, if that's the way it works, then why can't you submit? As a man, men submit to. Let me help you. Men submit to. Men submit. It is both ways. We both submit to each other. If you're going to go to the Bible, it says it in there. Just Google it. Like what is he talking about? So it's like, what are we talking about? But of course, because you know why? Because we live in a society where people want to make other people follow rules that we don't want to follow. We want to shame and guilt other people for doing the things that we do. We don't want other people to indulge in stuff we indulge in. We want to give ourselves the high and mighty idea when we're doing the same thing as them. And then we can't forgive other people for doing the same things that we do. How does that even make sense? We can't forgive other people for doing the same things we do. I see this all the time with couples where, well, he did X, Y, Z. Well, she did X, Y, Z, but you just said you did it too. Well, I mean, hey, well, thank you so much, Alrida. Thank you so much for the heart. So we'll say that, oh, well, they can't, but you're doing it too. Why are you doing it then? Right? But you get it, you excuse yourself, but when someone else does it, it's 10 times worse. Do you see why judgment doesn't work? Do you see why judgment is killing us? Because judgment is bad. And let me tell you why. Judgment, now here's the thing. You can judge people all you want, right? You can make judgments to say whether I should move forward or not, right? That's where it makes sense. Oh, well, judging by the evidence I actually have. But when you use judgment in the form of making someone else feel like lower than you because of what they've done, especially if you do that, you're messing up, yo. Because what's going to happen is you're being a hypocrite, number one. And number two, you're giving other people standards that you don't live by, right? So it's you also become a slave to judgment. You become a slave to judgment because when you judge someone, you know what ends up happening? You end up having to prove why you're right. A lot of people who judge need validation in their judgments. They need someone to sit there and side with them and say, yeah, you're right, right? Because judgments come from only your form of thinking, right? Because there isn't really a book to help you judge. I mean, in the Bible itself, it says only God can judge, right? So why are you better than God? How did you gain higher authority than God, if that's what you believe? Thank you, Martine. Thank you for the roses. So you've got higher authority than God, and somehow you manage, your judgment means everything. But see, what happens is that energy that you generate is not supported in life. Judgmental energy doesn't really have support because it requires support in order to feel good, right? It requires support. So when you go out, you need to make sure that your judgment makes sense to somebody, right? You need someone to side with you. And normally it's the person that you're judging. So then when they don't give you the confirmation that you need, then they become attractive. Thank you so much, H-Town. Thank you for the heart. They become attractive to you, right? And then you're like, well, I need to thank you, Fyra. I don't know how to say that. Fyra with the roses. Thank you, H-Town, for the gift. I appreciate you. But see, that's what happens, right? So now let me push this back a little bit. But that's what happens. So now you're stuck trying to convince this person why you're right because you judged them. And there's going to hit some of y'all that you don't think it will hit. When you're in a relationship with someone, and you realize that they're doing something out of pocket, right? Something that you don't like. What do? You normally tell them, right? Like, hey, I don't like this. Or can you do that better? Then they don't see a problem with it. They're like, well, I don't know why you're making a big deal. What do you normally do next? You try to convince them why it is a big deal. You try to tell them. You're like, well, I need to show you why. And then what happens? You try to show them why, and what do? They don't like it. They're like, well, I don't believe it. Just you. So you're on an island all by yourself believing this. And now you try to convince them more and more. You put them through several situations, you explain it several different ways, and they still don't see it your way. Now it's been 2 years. You know why that's happening? Because you're judging their behavior. You're saying that what they're doing is not good. What they're saying is not healthy. And maybe you're right. But that's not for you to tell them, right? You can tell them once, twice, maybe even 3 times if you want to go the long mile. But the more you stay stuck in trying to tell them how bad they are, the more you're going to end up stuck in a relationship where you're required to keep pumping in that energy. When you should have just said, hey, maybe they see it differently, that's up to them, and just walked. Just enjoy your life. Don't sit here. A lot of us sit here trying to convince people who are wrong that they're wrong. Why? Why do you do this to yourself? Why are you trying so hard to convince this wrong person that they're wrong? If they don't want to see it, why is it your job? I know we're talking biblically today, but let me go ahead and push this out. If we're going to talk God, right? God gives us the option to live a separate life. If you believe in God or the universe, we get the option to live a separate life. And you're not doing that, right? Thank you for the hat. You're saying, no, I need to show you and constantly point to you why you're wrong and why I'm right and why this works and why your way doesn't. Now you in a relationship for 2 years. You spent the last 2 years talking about how crazy this person is, right? Because they decided to live separate from what you believe to be good. But that's their right. They have a right to say, you don't matter. Your opinion sucks. I hate it. I don't agree with you. But you are telling them, you are constantly trying to put an effort saying, well, maybe I can convince them. Maybe if I keep trying, they just got to see it. And then you know what the words I hear from a lot of people when I hear this? Well, this is basic common sense. That is the death of most relationships right there. Because I hate to say it, that statement, this is common sense, is literally ended so many people. Like, it destroys lives. Because what's common ain't so common, y'all. I'm sorry. There are too many people growing up in homes that are torturous, abusive families. They don't have both parents. They don't have certain structures and guidances. They have different nuances, different environments, different friends, different livelihoods. There's so many differences between people now and how they grew up and how they see life and the decisions that they've made that have led them into some weird places. People also perceive things differently. They don't see things the way everyone else does. So when you put yourself in a mindset like everyone should get this, that's assuming that their journey went like yours. That's assuming that their journey went in the same way and time frame that yours did. Think about that for a second. This is what you're doing, and you think you're going to try to change this person? And let me tell you something. If we're going to go on the topic of narcissists, they freaking love that. They love that. They're going to make you keep thinking that it can work, right? They're going to feed off of that. They know exactly, the more triggered you are, the more empathy you have. But see, here's the thing. And y'all might get mad at me today, but I say this because I love y'all. A lot of people think that they're empathetic. And that's the reason why they make bad decisions, right? I have a lot of empathy. I have so much empathy. I care too much. Let me tell you a secret. Empathy means that you understand what the other person is feeling, right? You understand that person outside of yourself. That's one of the definitions of empathy. And because of that, you feel like you can relate to their pain. You feel like you can feel with them, right? Let me tell you something about empathy. A lot of y'all don't have it. It's not true. Because if you're truly empathetic, then that means you can understand me without looking at yourself. You can understand me as an individual. So if you are making bad decisions with me, then that means you're just doing what I'm doing. That's actually called enablement. You are enabling me. I'm providing something to you that may be filling in a void for you. And to keep me in this relationship, you're allowing me the space to keep messing up. And because you don't want to suffer with the idea that you could be wrong, instead you say, I'm empathetic. No, that's enablement. An empathetic person would feel with me, understand me, and then give me the tools to be better. If you understand me, stick by me, and then give me an excuse to keep doing it, that is enablement. You're excusing bad behavior and you're encouraging bad behavior. If I say, well, my childhood was so bad, I got beat up, right? Let's say that's one of my things. Not saying that isn't a valid thing to be upset about. But if I say that's the reason why I'm treating you bad, and then you say, oh, well, you don't know better, and then you just keep being in a relationship, and then you keep saying, well, you're doing this because your parents hit you when you were a kid, and you just keep giving me the pass and giving me the pass and making it easy for me, then how are we fixing it? If anything, you're encouraging it at this point. But in your mind, you're saying, no, I'm trying to be understanding. I'm trying to be, no, you're being understanding is a feeling and a thought process, right? I can understand it. I can accept this about you. But continuing to encourage or to give me an excuse for my behavior that I choose to have is enablement. My behavior is a choice. I'm a guy, right? If I treat you bad, that's a choice. If you say I don't like the way I'm being treated, and my first instinct is to blame you, that's also a choice. I've chosen not only to blame you, but to treat you bad and blame something else. I'm not taking accountability for my actions. That is a choice. That is not something that I am unable to fix. I can fix that if I really wanted to. You know what stops most couples from being able to work it out? Willingness. You know what creates most couples? Willingness. You know what creates most marriages? Willingness. You know what keeps most marriages strong? Willingness. Willingness to see past yourself and give the other person the opportunity to see them and ask yourself realistically, can I work with this? Not can I change this? Not can I fix them? But can I work with this? If they were to never change, can I make it happen? Willingness. So the problem is, a lot of the toxic guys know. They know. They know exactly what gets you on the hook. They know exactly what to say, exactly what to do, because what happens with manipulators is they figure out, because they know that they have issues, right? That's one thing. They know they got issues. They know that they're terrible. But at the same time, they want to keep you. They want to keep you for whatever reason. They want to keep you because you're a part of the roster. They want to keep you because it makes them feel like they're getting what they want from you. They don't want to have to work for you. Right? Tam, thank you for the rose. They don't want to have to feel like I have to actually put in effort. Why would I do that? Because let me tell you, if a manipulator or narcissist has to put in effort, then they can't have different women. That's hard, right? If I have to actually commit to you, show you love and appreciation, if I have to be consistent with you in communication and texting and actually be accountable to you and take responsibility for your emotions, especially if I'm the one who messes up, how am I going to juggle different women? Come on, girl. I'm trying to juggle. I'm at the circus today. I got 12 other women I'm trying to talk to. Are you going to tell me no? I'm going to manipulate you. I'm going to tell you that what you're thinking is wrong. I'm going to tell you how you feel is wrong. That's what I'm going to do. See? Got to be quicker than that. But see, the point is that, what is the point? Don't allow yourself, right, to get there. Now, I want to tell y'all, for those of y'all that are in narcissistic or manipulative relationships, I do have a texting deal. I also have a class coming up on Wednesday where we talk about why you're attracted to narcissists. So if you've ever wondered why you're attracted to narcissists or why you're attracted to manipulators, what attracts you to them, I'm going to talk about that in a class on Wednesday, but you have to type interested in the chat if you would like to join that. So I can tell you why you're attracted to them and how to keep yourself from getting into situations with these people, or teach yourself how to get out of it. And I offer support. So if you are interested in joining that, type interested in the chat and I'll work with you. If you are on TikTok, you'll have to click the link in the bio and click apply for the texting deal. So if you're on TikTok, click the link in the bio and click on the texting deal. I'm taking some names. I gotta take names off of. I gotta take names off Instagram. So if you're on TikTok, click the link in the bio, click the texting deal, and sign up. By the way, y'all, ladies, do you have any questions for me today? Questions, because you know I'm answering questions. Class is the bomb. Yeah, see, I got people who come to my class. I have it every week, right? I have new classes. I talk about why you're attracted to narcissists. I talk about, how to spot a narcissist early, how you're self-manipulating, how to self-regulate, how to get out of the situation. We talk about a lot, right, y'all? For those, there's a lot of people that are in my classes. So, like I said, if you want to get in, type interested in the chat. We all said, well, I want a class on narcissism. I'm the one that I'm hosting them, right? Class is good. See, we got another one. I love y'all. Good to see you, Kim. What do I do if my girl is struggling with ALC? I don't know what that is. And keeps getting fired, but she won't stop. What to do? I don't know what ALC is. Hell yeah. Can't give up on her. Interested. Okay, Moon. Moon, if you're interested, go ahead and click the link in the bio of my TikTok. So get out the live. I'll still be here. Click the link in my bio. Apply for the texting in class. Click that link. It should say texting in class. And go ahead and click on that and then apply. Go through the form and then hit send, and then I'll see you. I'll let you know if it comes up right here. Do that on TikTok. Alcohol? Have you gone to the out? Is she in AA meetings? Is she working on her alcohol addiction? Why do narcissists like to confuse people? Because it keeps you from paying attention to what's actually the problem. If I can confuse you, then I can keep you misguided from looking at what actually needs to happen. A lot of narcissists like to have relationships and then confuse you. They like to date you off of confusion because confusion will misdirect you. So when I'm cheating, I'd rather say that you're cheating. When I'm not being the man I'm supposed to be, I'll make it seem like you're not being the woman you're supposed to be. It's all misdirecting so that you don't focus on what I'm doing wrong. That's why they like to confuse you. It's nice to hear a male perspective. I was curious about why the guy I've been seeing for over a year won't tell me he loves me. Because then he'll have to take accountability. Confusion is the worst. Yeah. What's meant for you won't confuse you. Listen to me on that, ladies. What's meant for you won't confuse you. How was your trip to New York? It was awesome. I love New York. It's my second home. I love it. Wow, that makes sense. Yeah, it does, right? I don't do confusing. It hurts my brain. Yeah, well, I think most people that get confused don't realize it, right? I think that you don't know until you're like really deep and then you're like, wow, I am confused, right? Like you've been confusing me for years. Some people don't know it for years, especially if they have like low dating experience. Like if they don't have that much experience in dating, they may not understand that. Huge thanks, Xavier. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate you. So yeah, more questions, ladies. Let's go. Ask me all the narcissist questions. This is fun. Does anyone want to jump on a call on TikTok? Because I'll take calls on TikTok. Whoever wants to jump on. I stayed for 32 years. God, Lord. Who is this? Who is this? Who are you people? I can't even hear you. What's happening? Oh, this is the worst day of my life. How did this happen? Okay, I'm. Hold on. She said, cut. How do I do this? Who is this? Shoaib started following me. You know what? I hate technology, man. Oh, wait, I couldn't hear you. I hear you now.
You are looking good, brother.
Thanks, man. How are you doing?
I am good, and you, brother?
I'm doing good. What do y'all do?
You are looking so handsome, brother.
Oh my God.
Yes, brother.
I
I swear.
Thank you.
Yes, brother.
Okay, I think I'm done with this now. How do I get you guys off?
Okay, brother. Okay. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you for coming on. I don't know how to do it. How do you guys get off?
यार किसी को ज्वाइन करवाना है करो मैच खेलें यार किसी को करवाना है आपने है आपके पास
मेरे पास कोई नहीं है
तो फिर कैसे होगा मेरे पास भी कोई नहीं है
Who is a bad
ज्वाइन
boy?
कर रहा हूँ लेकिन आ नहीं रहा हूँ
Who the heck is this?
अभी
You
कर
have
रहा
other,
हूँ शायद
you have other friend, brother, for match.
Do I have another
Sleep,
friend?
brother.
Hold on.
Join with friend, brother.
I'm so confused on what's happening. Hold on.
Why, my handsome brother? Why?
Can you guys hear me? Am I still here? I'm still on live? Sorry, I don't know what was happening. Sorry, y'all. Okay, I figured out how to get them off. He seemed pretty nice though. He kept complimenting me. You got some bots in the chat too. Great. Now I'm getting hit by bots. So back to the subject at hand. Why do narcs choose to destroy people? They choose to destroy people because they are destroyed. See, most narcissists feel destroyed too, right? They're going in, they don't have good self-esteem, they don't have good moral standing. They want to hurt other people because they themselves are hurt. Hurt people, right? So to change from that, it's gonna require, well, that's what I'm saying. They have to go to massive therapy. So yes, they are hurt. But see, here's the thing. Even people who aren't narcissistic do that, right? People in general with, lower than average self-esteem or people who are deceitful, conniving. Allergies, man. Why do they invite your friends and family into your business when you're ready to leave them? Because it's a form of control. If I can get your friends and family to buy into what I'm saying, then that'll give me control. Because then you'll feel bad about leaving because I've turned everyone against you. I've partnered with everyone else around you to make sure that you understand that. So it's better for me to go to your friends and family and convince them that I'm the right one so that when you try to walk away, I'm going to make it seem like you're the evil person and they're all going to agree with me. That's why I keep myself looking good in front of them. Why else? See, I know I'm going to mess up with you. So the best thing I could do is get to know your friends and family when I'm in my good space, right? So that they'll always think that you're the crazy one. Why am I finding it hard to leave? You need to come to my class. You need to come to my class, or you need to get the texting deal. Go ahead and click the link in the bio. I can take a few more people for this texting deal, so go ahead, type interested in Instagram and click the link in the bio on TikTok if you want to work with me in why are you attracted to a narcissist, why do you find it hard to leave, and how do you get rid of the situation for good, right? And just get better with this. Go ahead and click the link in my bio on TikTok, click on the texting deal, and then in the comments on Instagram, go ahead and type interested. I kept my friends away from him. Yeah, that's the best thing you could do because they're gonna get you. I'm also struggling to leave. Well, are you gonna work through it or are you just gonna talk about it? Because I'm here with the action takers. I'm an action taker. I've gotten over 1,000 women out of it. Actually, at this point, I'm at 1,500. So if you want to be next and you want to apply, go ahead and work with me because I don't take everyone all the time, right? X-Hub just moved out and moved in immediately with another woman. Why so fast? Because he had a new supply, girl. There's no heart in this game. He got a new supply. He found someone new that's going to put up with his facade. And now here's the question. Instead of saying, why did he move on so fast? You could ask, how did she let him in so fast? There's two sides to the story there, right? Thank you for saying interested. I got you. Samia, what's up, girl? How you doing, girl? Good to see you. It's been a minute. Yeah, but who cares what they think? They don't have to live with a horrible person. Is it normal that I treat myself the exact way how my narcissist partner used to treat me? I would say I've seen it before. Yeah. But if you treat yourself that way, then you need help because you need to not do that, right? If it's not healthy for you, then why are you still doing it? You need help, in my opinion. I've left, but he's still sucking me dry and is fishing for any type of control. Well, I got you for interested, right? So I'll send you a way that we could work on that. I've saved way too many women from this. I've gotten women with celebrities. Like, I mean, if you want to go there, you've seen the celebrity relationships I've hooked up. So I help people to success. You now have celebrity proof. You've got proof. I got executives. I've gotten people there. So if you're serious, then work with me. But if you're not, then don't work with me. Like, why do people say it's been a minute? Because it's been more than a minute. I think it's just a figure of speech. It's just a figure of speech. I was with mine for 32 years, half my life. I'm out 2 years. Long recovery, but so worth it. I agree. Anybody else want to join my TikTok live? I have a stomach ulcer from my narcissist soon-to-be ex-husband. Yeah, I told you. See, like, the narcissists are so bad that they will actually make you sick. I don't think sometimes we realize the hospital bills that are going to come from these kinds of people. They will put you through it so bad that you end up in hospitals, you end up in psych wards, you end up wanting to jump off a bridge. Right? You really got to be careful when you're entertaining these kinds of people. Your health and your life depend on it because they will push your limits so much. They do not care about how much you have to endure in order to make this work. So you have to ask yourself, do I really need to be paying these hospital bills to entertain this person? I said what I said. How would I be able to call you on TikTok? I can call you. Let me see. Oh, no, you can't call me. You have to have a certain amount of followers. Interested. There we go. We got our action takers on deck. Let's go, Natasha. Natasha, we're going to get you right. I'm going to contact you directly. For every single person that types interested in this chat, I am contacting you directly to get started on your journey. My child's therapist cannot diagnose me, but he says she's certain that I will be diagnosed with PTSD from my relationship. Okay. I've dealt with people that have had PTSD. How would you deal with a dismissive avoidance style partner? Any tips? Would you rather leave after a few years of the relationship if you want it? Let me ask you something. If you're going through it for years, what makes you think it's going to change now? Like, what makes you realistically think that could change after years? Because here's what I hear from people who ask for a change after years. You're at this point, you're just trying to get them to match the idea that's in your head. They're not going to be that person. So how would I deal with an avoidant style partner? An avoidant attachment individual is an unhealthy attachment. Avoidant is unhealthy. That means that they don't have regulation or commitment or anything like that. They are unhealthy attachment partners. All right, I see y'all here on TikTok. Let me go ahead and follow y'all back. You got a private account, Martine. I got you, Jennifer. I got you, Lori. Interested. Let's go ahead. But that's the thing is, absolutely, thank you. What more questions y'all got? Because see, that's the thing is avoidant attachment. I've heard a lot of people ask me this question. How do you work with avoidant partners? I've had clients that were avoidants. They are not in a healthy space. That's not healthy. You can try to work with them, but you're working with a person that has an unhealthy form of attachment. How do you deal with them? There's not much you could do. Because the only way to deal with them is to give them space. I am married, but still I am in love with my first love. Then why'd you get married? How do you deal? How do I deal with what? How do I deal with what? Is the same question from earlier? So I'm getting y'all mixed up. I got a lot of different streams on here. Several, yep. See, that's the thing is like avoidant attachment or anxious attachment are both attachment styles that are not secure attachment. So if you're not moving towards secure attachment, you're going to always be in chaos. There's always going to be a problem. It's always going to be a problem. There's always going to be something wrong unless y'all like that. I think some of y'all like that. Some of y'all like a little razzle dazzle. I got to pass. He said, why did you get married? Yeah, I did say that. How are you doing? I'm good, thank you. That's a deal breaker for me too, avoiding. I only accept peaceful communication. I'm not going to go to bed unresolved. Yeah, I'm be honest with you. Going to bed unresolved has to be one of the most horrible things ever. I can't sleep. Why do certain partners still what? I'm about to not answer you no more. You keep leaving me on this cliffhangers. Arranged marriage. You know, I actually thought that for a second. I was like, I wonder if you got arranged. Oh man, we got to talk. You might want to consider some things. I've been married to him for years and I am miserable, but yet again, it's so hard to leave. Here's the other side of it too, right? some of these guys aren't as bad as they seem. And I know that's going to sound crazy because I'm usually all about, hey, how bad are these guys, right? But sometimes it's just the way we're handling situations with them. Sometimes we're both bad. And that's one of the reasons why we can't leave. Sometimes we both have done things to each other that we're not proud of, and it's hard to figure out who the villain is anymore. Sometimes that does happen. So in those cases, it can be really hard to leave a person if you don't know who the villain is. And that's why I love working with married couples. I love working with couples because it helps me get them to see what the real problem is, right? I have a friend that I'm in love with, and I know deep down that he's using me big time. What do I do? Stop letting him use you. Why are you letting him use you? Because if you're in love with someone, but you're allowing them to misuse you, then you're not in love with yourself. You can't love someone you can't love someone when you don't give yourself the space to love yourself. You can't give them something you don't have. It's like pouring from an empty cup. You have to love yourself properly in order to love someone else properly. So that's your first problem, is you're not loving yourself. Doesn't admit to cheating, and you have shown the partner solid proof. Well, they don't want to admit it because, well, here's the thing. Why do you need them to admit it if you got proof? If you got proof, what do you need the admittance for? What's that going to do? Oops. Never again will I allow that in my life. Peace is priceless. Yes, yes. Okay. Anything involving the future is generally shifted away by him because he doesn't want it. He's going to shift away the future because not only does he not want it, but he doesn't want to talk about it. Let me tell y'all ladies something. If a guy wants a future with you, he's going to try to tie you down. Guys have this mentality that our stuff is always up for grabs, right? And I don't mean to compare you to things, but us guys are typically always somewhat in competition with other guys. We don't want someone else to have you. We don't want someone else to turn your head or to flirt with you or to make you think that you can just walk. Like, we don't want that. We want you to be with us if we really want you. So if you're with a guy that is questioning if he wants you, he's stringing you along, he's dating you for months or for years, and he's not giving you what you need, and he's just messing with your head, that dude don't want you for real. He doesn't want you. And you're probably on a roster. And I swear, please, what we need to stop doing is making these guys sound like they're doing it because they have trauma. Please stop that conversation. Well, he's like that because he didn't get love. How the heck is that your problem? Why? So that means keep getting treated badly? No, it doesn't. The reality is you like certain things about him and you're willing to put up with it. You're willing to put up with it because you like certain things. And the other parts are bad, and you don't want to admit to yourself that you're willing to deal with that either. So instead, what you do is you say something that sounds right. You say, well, they have a problem. Well, they didn't grow up right. No one loved them. So it makes it sound like what you're doing makes more sense. But all you're doing is taking away love from yourself. I'm sorry. It doesn't, let me tell you something, ladies. Let me give you some hard truth. It doesn't matter what the hell they've been through. You still got to leave if you're not getting treated right. I don't care if he got messed up when he was a kid. I don't care if he got messed up in his high school years, if he had it bad, boo-hoo. You got to walk away anyway. Because there is a man out there that is going to love you harder than this ever will. And this guy is stringing you along in his misery. Instead of going to therapy, instead of going to counseling and taking some damn initiative, instead, he's trying to make it so that you're paying for all of his problems. What am I going to do? Am I going to go back to when you were a baby and make you feel happy again? Am I supposed to go back and make sure you don't have abandonment issues? That's not my job. My job is to be here and love you and support you. I mean, if anything, you're a guy. You're supposed to be the leader. How the hell did I become the leader? You see this mess? This is the mess we're in. For me, the most tragic thing around staying was screwing with my kids' heads. Oh, yeah. And let me tell you, for those of y'all that got kids, and see, I hear couples say this, though. They're like, I want to stay for the kids. Okay, kids are going to be corrupted. I'm going to corrupt the kids. Because if y'all are sitting there, and here's the thing, there's some harsh reality. If you're arguing every day, cussing, saying sexual innuendos, saying stuff like that, and then you put that in front of the kids, you think that's better than being a mentally sound single parent? Thank you for the advice. It really helps. No, thank you. Dang, I gotta sneeze again, baby. I gotta sneeze. In hindsight, I thought having a family intact was everything. My adult kids are traumatized. See? And you know what happens when that happens is they're more than likely gonna repeat the cycle now. But here's the thing, if they're traumatized, then they should get therapy. And you can help them as a parent. You know how great it is to be a parent and tell your kids they need therapy? You could even go with them. You could say, hey, go to my therapist. That's why I'm still in this marriage, because of my kids. We're going to need to work with you. Martine, did you type interested in the chat? We're going to have to work with you because I'm going to help you. Okay, you did? Okay, good. Martine, can you DM me your email address? Because I'm going to have to send you an email. Feel better soon. Thank you. It's just allergies. She said, hello, everyone. Where do I find a guy like you? Wow, it seriously seems impossible. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's what I teach. Now, here's the thing. I'm not perfect either. You know, I got my ways too. But what I can tell you is that I'm definitely healed from a lot of this stuff, right? A lot of stuff y'all are dealing with. But they are out here. Quality men are out here with quality thoughts that want a good marriage, that want a wife, that want kids, that want no BS. They are out here, right? I am not an anomaly as much as you think I am. But I can tell you for a fact, I haven't met a whole lot of guys like me, but I've met some guys like me who think the way I do, who are better than me, right? They're out here. My ex had a toxic relationship with his wife. Now their adult daughter has a man who is a serial cheater and toxic, but she still wants him. They have a baby. Well, she probably wants him because they have a baby. I'm sorry to hear that. He's a serial cheater? Yeah, that's a big one. Because I can literally off you, right? A cheater can take you to the grave with them. You keep sleeping around like that, good luck. I'm still healing, cheated on after 4 years, found out a little over a month ago. Do you want to work with me? Because I get people through healing pretty quickly. I actually have a great deal. But here's the thing, I don't take everybody. So, yes, okay. Here's what I'll say. Go ahead. I just followed you back. Oh, you're a private account, so it's weird. But like, go ahead and approve my follow and then send me a DM with your email address. I just ain't everybody. Ha ha ha. My ex said, oh my God, man. I gotta verify now when I'm on live, because why not? My ex said the herp he got was from the sauna. People. I heard a guy say one time, he said he had a girlfriend and he was texting prostitutes. And he said, I'm texting them because I want to save them. How many prostitutes have you saved? These guys and their excuses are wild to me. He wants me to be okay with a female friend of 40 years who admitted she wants him. Okay, well, do you want to be okay with that? Do you want, who want to call me on TikTok? See it, don't be scared. Sometimes I think people are scared to call me. Especially sometimes when people meet with me as clients, they're like, I don't want to say this because I don't know, I'm scared. I'm like, I'm not going to bite. What's your opinion on men using pornography regularly? I got to tell you, I hear about porn at least 5 to 10 times a week. Like, I don't know what's been going on lately where all these guys are getting super, super addicted to porn. But I'm so sorry that this is becoming a problem. Like, I think it's always been a problem, but now it's just more out there. I think if a person, here's the thing. Anything you indulge in way too much that takes over your life is not good. It's not good. If it takes over your life and you can't control yourself from always wanting to participate in it, then eventually it's going to be a problem, right? Because I mean, that's with anything, with alcohol, with food, with smoking, like drugs. You do anything too much to the point that it's ruining you. Yeah, then you're destroying yourself. She said chocolate. So you funny. Yes, it's exhausting. You sent the email? Okay, perfect. Here's the thing, y'all. If y'all are on TikTok and you want to work with me, this is my TikTok people. If you're on TikTok and you want to work with me, go ahead and send me your email address. DM me your email address. But yeah, I heard porn is becoming a real big deal. I'm sorry. You see, here's the thing. I know that there are a lot of men that are addicted to this stuff that don't control themselves. And honestly, that's a problem. You know, that's a problem. And then people blame porn. But here's the thing. I think that these people just have this side to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're always trying to spray out the symptom of the problem. The real problem is a person just doesn't have self-control. Go ahead. Kill the weed. But that person's still going to have that issue. It's only a matter of time before they find another thing. Because sometimes addiction is more of a personality issue, right? Or character flaw. It's like those people that their partners cheat and then they blame the person that they cheated with. I'm like, your partner signed up for this, right? See, that's what I mean by enablement, man. Like, we go like, oh, that person knew I was with someone. They knew this was my partner. They still decided to cheat. And I'm like, yeah, man. They're cheater. Your partner's the cheater. What the heck? What are you doing? Martine, send me your email address because I know you want to work with me. Send me your email address. Those of you that are on TikTok, send me your email address. DM me your email address if you want to work with me. Those of you on Instagram, oh, you did? Thank you so much. Those of you on Instagram, type interested in the chat if you want to work with me. End of the day, my point of view, if a man wants to make time for you, they will. If a man wants to speak to you, they will. I'm so sick and tired of single girls coming to me saying the guys say. I sent you my email too. Thank you, Jen. Miss Watson. I couldn't afford your professional services. Okay. Yeah, if you couldn't afford my deal, like, I'm sorry. Here's how I look at it though, you know, and I have deals, right? So I don't just depending if you have a big thing to deal with that's literally ruining your life, then what deals? That's what I'm talking about. I have a texting deal and I have session deals and I have I have a class, right? So I have deals where that are way more affordable. Depending on the problem though. If you've got a big problem that's like monumental, then nah. We're gonna have to go bigger. But that's what I have. More questions, ladies. Ask me more questions. Let's keep this fire going. Cool, I'm definitely interested. Come on, Laura. We're gonna work together, Laura. Can I ask my question in a DM? Yeah. Do you want me to read it while I'm on here? I think everybody will know. Well, hold on. No, I don't do questions in DMs. I did. LOL. What do you mean you did? What did you do? Y'all ask me stuff? I could tell you stories, LOL, not necessarily having questions. Well, yeah, I appreciate that, but I have a lot of ladies that DM me. So I normally only pay attention to the ones that will work with me. So thank you. But I have to prioritize my time with people who want to work with me closely and that are, you know, trying to work on this stuff. How long have you been helping people? Over 5 years, over 1,000 people, including celebrities. And if you want to see, I have a video on my page of me working with a celebrity with the dude from LMFAO. He's just one of the celebrities. They're probably DMing you for dates. What about your friends? What about my friends? What are you saying? You're doing a great job. Thank you so much. Ow. I'm lost. What are you lost about? I'm curious because I'm a single mom, but he consistently has snide remarks about my parenting. Yeah. We're going to have to talk more because I'll have to understand that. I just mean, I have a point to the single ladies out there. If a man wants to put the effort, he will. No effort should be asked for. So I don't. The problem with that statement, right? Because it's not. You're not all the way wrong, but the problem is sometimes when we deliver blanket statements like that, it doesn't have nuance, right? So I've heard the statement, and like I said, you are right to an extent, but there's another side to that before I can just side with it and fully 100% agree. There is a percentage of that that requires effort from the other side and clarity, right? So sometimes people will say that statement who just want someone to do to do everything for them. And if you're asking someone to do everything for you, but you're not going to put in any effort or communicate or create clarity and you want them to read your mind, then that's unrealistic because they're not going to know how to do what you need them to do. So I would say that is true if the other person is doing what they need to be doing as well. It's a two-way street, you know? So if you both wanted to, you both would, if I was to say it that way. But yes, I agree. For the most part, I agree. Because I think one of the biggest problems in dating and relationships is people are not communicating very well. They don't know, they don't understand conflict resolution. They don't understand quality communication. They just honestly say, they say a lot of things and they don't I don't know how to explain it. It's like once we get there, once we get upset, we lose all logic. It's like it's all emotion. I'm at your throat, you're at my throat. I'm telling you how to feel, I'm telling you how to feel. It's like it's toxic, man. Reciprocate. Yeah, exactly. Lack of emotional maturity, exactly. Communication is key, 1000%. And here's the thing. I've had some ladies in sessions and they'll say, well, I think my guy lacks emotional maturity. I think he lacks emotional intelligence. If you date a guy that lacks emotional intelligence, that means you have to be the one to lead. Because, if he doesn't know it, if you genuinely think that he lacks emotional intelligence, then that's going to be a learned skill for him, right? That's a learned skill for Elmo. So if that happens, then now you've dated a guy that doesn't know how to be emotionally intelligent. If I date someone that doesn't naturally know how to communicate, then I am now going to be on board to helping them communicate. If they didn't learn at some point in their life, but that's the thing, sometimes we settle for people because we don't want to keep being out here. I'm attracted to you, I don't want to keep being out here, so I might as well just settle for it. But then you get mad you settled for it. We got to think, right? If he wants to learn, some get defensive or argue or feel less than you. So if a guy argues with you when you talk about emotions and yells and argues and says nasty things, that's bad, right? So I would say if he does that, then he doesn't really want to learn. You can't say you want to learn, then slap me in the face every time you don't get it right. Or you hear something you don't want to hear. Now, here's the thing. You have to ask yourself, what level of abuse are you willing to take? What level of abuse are you willing to take in order to help this guy learn? Because, yeah, you can say, I'm willing to be patient, but you're going to take some kind of abuse on the way. You ready for that? And see, here's the thing. Not only is there a level of abuse, but you don't know if you're going to get the result of this. I've met some women that have hung on for 17 years hoping this joker was going to change, and he didn't. 10 years, 4 years, hoping this guy's going to change. What are we doing? This guy is a joke, and he will be a joke. He's a loser. If a guy has a woman by his side and he's not doing his absolute best to try to make her feel safe, he is a loser, period. You're dating a loser. Stop dating losers. I love you. Your man's a loser. It shouldn't have to be such hard work to date. Key, when it's easy, no thoughts needed. I've said it better. Yup, that's me. But that's what I'm saying, y'all, is like, we got to learn how to give up on some of these men out here. Just give up. Or you deal with it. You got two choices. You give up or you deal with it. And if you're going to deal with it, I can tell you how to deal with it. Here's the thing. I can tell you how to get your man to act the way he needs to act. But you're not going to like it. You're not going to like it. And you may not have the heart for it. I have successfully gotten married women to change their husbands' personalities. What took years for them took months with me. I've gotten women who have been with narcissists to change the way that narcissists were acting towards them. I've gotten the toxic dude to do what you want. I know what it takes. But you may not like it. You may not like it. Because then when I tell them, they're like, wait, I got to do this? Yeah. I said, try it. They try it, and he does exactly what she says. And I was like, I told you. What up, my people? Thank you. I've never gotten that compliment in my life. What a compliment. She said, you sound like the Lord Jesus. Well, here's how I see it. God makes us in his image. So, but thank you for that. But I am not the Lord Jesus. When I express my feelings, he claims I am too sensitive. Wow. He is from Jesus Clan. I have a fly? Let's not do this. This is what I hate about apartment buildings, man. You never know what you're going to get. There's new friends all the time. You're never alone. Especially when they come from next door. God's spirit, that's why. Thank you. Calls you too sensitive. Man, we love being dismissed. We love being dismissed out here, right? My crush ghosted me, but still stalks my social media. Why is he doing this? Why are you worried about it? You got too much eyebrows. Please cut for me. You jealous? You jealous? You jealous? Yeah, why are you worried about if he's looking at your social media? Because I think I like him. Did y'all even date? Not really. Yes, you do. You don't stop lying to me. She said, I am. Hey, you cute. Thanks for making me laugh. Of course, I like to make it light. I like to keep it light, you know, because it gets a little heavy in the weeds. I'll get passionate real quick and start telling you how these losers, they are losers. Loser. Dude's an L. If he's treating his woman with disrespect, L. If he's not trying to be a protector, L. Why do you even talk to this woman? You're wasting her time. Make way for a man that actually wants her, that actually is going to put in the effort. You're blocking her. Get out the way. Losing man. He's a loser. Tired of this. And sis, we need to check you too. We need to check you too. Because you be loving on some men that be making your life miserable. What are you doing? I love your honesty. Yes. Who, me? No. Are you misogynistic? Do you even know what that word means? What are you even saying? You go from one extreme to another. First I'm Jesus, then I'm misogynist. Hello, what are you doing? Sure do. Okay. So tell me what it means, because I don't understand what you're calling me. Maybe I'm dumb. I'm the dumb one. Help me. From my experience dealing with a partner with PTSD and narcissist traits, it's almost impossible to help them change, even with all the patience and love. That's because you're not doing it right. You're not doing it right. You don't change a narcissist. You can't change who they are as a person. You change their behaviors. You trigger them differently. You work with them differently. So if you can't get a narcissist to change, it's because you ain't doing it right. Period. You can get them to change their behaviors. Now, to their core, they're going to stay the same. Sorry. But that's the thing. Y'all trying to change their core. What you doing? It's like we're trying to make a feral cat a domesticate. Y'all trying to domesticate some feral cats. Come on, man. How do you detect a narcissist in the initial stages of dating? By how well they take accountability, how they show you how they care about others, how they understand others, and how empathetic they are. You can find that on the first phone call. Find that on the first phone call. Like, y'all got to stop going on dates so fast. Sometimes you got to have a phone call first. You're asking for a friend. What are you asking for a friend again? Well, I don't think you can be misogynistic and Christ-like. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. You okay? That's how they get you. They bring you up and they tear you down. If he's not willing to put in the work, it's on him. Stop trying to change someone who's not willing to make themselves better. And you know what's funny? The way you actually change narcissists is by doing less. I teach that in my class. By the way, if you want to learn how to make that narcissist act right, go ahead and type interested in the chat on Instagram and DM me on TikTok. I date when I've had 2 phone calls, maybe 1 FaceTime. Always give a kiss on the chick. What? Oh, maybe 1 FaceTime. Always give a kiss on the cheek on the first date. If they're interested, they will contact me. I agree with that. How are you so much on the girl side? I don't know when you feel like I'm taking sides. I'm simply saying, first of all, did you look at my page? Like, it literally says at the top of my page, coach for women, right? Are you saying that as a compliment, or are you coming at me right now? Cause sorry, I'm so used to trolls coming after me. Bro, you were talking for the women. Oh, boo. Compliment. Oh, okay. No, yeah. Because I think we don't have enough guys, For some reason, I don't know. I think I just got that lens to kind of see what women go through and what they talk about. And I think that in that journey of getting there, I don't know. I said things and women resonated. Like, it wasn't like something I did on purpose. I would just literally talk about generic statements and women would come. So I think that the way that I talk and the way I see things is very similar to a woman, and I'm not ashamed to admit that as a guy. So I think that maybe that was the gift to bridge that gap between men and women, because I can go into my guy brain and think, like a dum-dum. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know. It's just something that kind of happened. I can't really explain it. But thank you for that. I'm Muslim. We don't be doing those things on the first date. Okay. If you say so. 90% of my friends would prove that statement wrong. But I get that the principle is to not do that, right? But yeah, I was like, because I'm saying, like, hey, but we're not supposed to. Well, honestly, I feel like Christians are supposed to hold up a certain way of being too, right? But I guess it is what it is nowadays, But you said date, didn't say that. What are you talking about? 2024. Yeah, exactly. People wilding. Yeah, exactly. They are wilding. Yeah. I mean, you know what it is though? I'm starting to realize here's what I can tell all of you on here, right? That will make the world seem a little bit less crazy. Have a little bit more compassion. We're so quick to judge and we're lacking in compassion. Not empathy, compassion. Try to understand where people are coming from. Try to understand their journeys. A lot of people have not had the opportunities that we've had. They have not grown as much as we have, right? This new generation doesn't even know what it's like to play outside like that. They're all on their phones and their computers and their laptops and their tablets. They're not like we were, especially if you were born during the 90s or 80s. Like, they don't get it. So I think what we need to do as a generation is start to have a little compassion and understand where people are coming from before we judge. Because then that'll help us understand that they're not trying to be purposely ridiculous. They just don't get it. And when they do get it, then that's their problem. But it's understandable that it is hard, right? Think about how many people have to quit drugs and how hard that is. Or how you try to quit alcohol, you try to quit that toxic person and it takes you years. Like, this is hard, man. This is hard stuff. Like, I quit my 9 to 5 months ago. That was the worst. No one in my squad has done it. None of my friends, none of my family, no one understood me. Everyone was against me. You're never going to make it. And I had to get creative without them. But I'm not going to lie. It's been a hard journey, right? It's been a horrible journey. So I can understand why people wouldn't want this, right? So all I'm saying is just have a little bit of compassion for people. Because that'll help you see that the world is not as crazy as it seems. It's just a lot of people that just don't get it. And you're not here to help them get it. You're not here to help them see it. Making a big difference on this platform. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Baby steps, yes. My question doesn't fit with the comment section. It's too long. Well, you could DM me the question, but I'm going to read it here. I'm gonna read it here. So if you're ready to be exposed. Being led sounds weird to me. I'm not looking for a father. Why can't women also lead? Isn't this an equal partnership? What if I don't want to be led, but he is the one that needs leading? So here's what I think. I think that some women are getting that from the Bible, number one, because it does say in the Bible that men are supposed to lead, and stuff like that. If we look at, stuff like that. I also think that, I do agree that women can lead too, right? I don't think that leadership is supposed to be solely on one person the whole time because no one is perfect. So I do agree that women should be leading to an extent. It is not a one-person job. But I think that a lot of women want to feel, and I might be wrong, so ladies, let me know if I'm wrong. I think a lot of women, they put that under the category of protection. So it's not that I want a man to lead 100% of the time and I just sit there letting him make all the decisions. I think I want to know that he's capable of leadership, right? I want to know that he's capable of making sound judgment, that he can actually make a decision that I can trust and I feel safe with him. So it's not that I want him to call every single shot all the time. I want to make decisions too. I want to be considered. But how can I feel safe if I feel like every decision he makes is going to lead us to hell, right? So it's more with that than the actual leadership. I think it's more, see, this is, yeah. Thank you, ladies. So yes, I got it right. That goes to show you, I talk to ladies all the time. I know what you want, sisters. I know, but I think that's more of what it is. So, yeah. But let me tell you, I know this for a fact. Most of the women, if not all of them, are not afraid to share an opinion, right? Women are not afraid to say how they feel in most cases. And in fact, they hope that they get in a relationship where they can talk about how they feel, right? The hope is I can get into a relationship that's safe enough that I can voice how I feel. But of course, at the end of the day, I want to lean on a man who's going to make me feel like he's got me. So I think drawing up a situation where just one gender is in charge of leadership, that's not good, all the time, because that's like dictatorship, right? Because then it's whatever you say goes. And, you want to be considered. You want your feelings and emotions to be considered. She said, yes, Jesus. I know this for a fact that you were talking facts. Thank you. Guess what? It just goes to show that I don't know all these dudes are talking about I don't understand women. It goes to show you that we can understand women. You know what I mean? We can. It works a little different. We work a little differently. But that's what makes us so amazing as a pair, right? And I'm not saying that same sex, dating is out of the picture either. I've had clients that were same sex. Heart love. Yes, exactly. By the way, for those of you that are on Instagram, if you want to work with me, if you want to get my texting deal, it's more affordable, and you want to go to class, because I'm hosting a class this week on Wednesday where we talk about why you're attracted to narcissists and what to do about that. If you want to make certain changes, why you like them so much, what's happening, go ahead and type interested in the comment. This guy texted me and said, women are too emotional. I was like, if you say so, bye. But see, here's the thing. This is where I can tell you like how dumb that sounds, right? So let's say that's true. Let's say that he's right and that women are so emotional. Where do you think femininity and nurturing comes from? It comes from being in touch with your emotions. So you want her to be feminine, nurturing, loving, and you don't want her to be in touch with her emotions? You see what I'm saying? See, and it's so funny when guys say that women are too emotional, yet guys take their lives 3 times the rate of women. So who's more emotional in that aspect? Because last I checked, women aren't jumping off bridges like men are. And I'm not saying that to say that's a good thing either. But once again, the pot calling the kettle black, the double standard. The thing is, you don't like to have to deal with a woman's emotions, but you're emotional too, bro. I'm be honest with you that I think men are more emotional than women. I think men are way more emotional. We're men. We live in a fact-based world. Then why are we on here arguing all day? Thank you, Martine. Thank you for the roses. Why are we on here arguing all day? Because we are emotional. Men are emotional. Sorry. Cat's out the bag. Yes, by saying that to a woman is emotional ego state. Yeah, I agree. Depends on the person, right? I think our emotions and how we express them are person to person. I think they're person to person. It's not really a gender-based thing, right? They want the benefits of a woman. They don't want to create a safe space for her. You have to create a safe space. These guys want to date men. No, they want women to be able to respond like men. They want a woman to bro them up. You see how we have these problems in the dating field why things never work? Because it's these double standards, man. By the way, on TikTok, if you want to work with me, send me a DM with your email address. On TikTok, if you want to work with me, send me a DM with your email address. I see your email addresses, ladies. I see y'all. I see Jennifer. I see Laura. I see Martine. Appreciate y'all. Sent it. You sent the question? Let me see. What, you sent it? I can't see it. Oh, man. I got a long DM. No, I'm just playing. I'm going to talk about it. So we got a long DM from one of our people on here. And since we're hanging out tonight, let's go ahead and read it. Okay, so there is a man I meet about 2 years ago. So 2 years ago, got to remember that. Timing wasn't right, but we kept in touch. Okay, why wasn't the timing right? He visits when here in my city and so on. So he doesn't live near you and the timing isn't right. Okay? He's had a history over time to just all of a sudden disappear. Timing wasn't right. He doesn't live in your city and he suddenly disappears. So we are 3 deep. And I just got started here. This is how I pick apart what y'all are saying to me, right? But here, we're not going to judge too quickly because this might go somewhere. Now, about 2 months ago, both of us were ready and we both told each other we love one another. But why would you love a person like this? We 3-0 and you're in love? Right, Kim. Hold on. He's a little bit of a public figure here. Is that what you like? Bit of a public figure. Hold on. Here, don't know if that matters. I mean, it does if that's one of the reasons why you like him. Anyways, now we haven't been with each other like that more than kissing. I mean, that matches the inconsistency you talked about earlier. I'm a single mom also. Now he's gotten a job offer in my city and is moving here. Okay, so now he's going to move closer. But all of a sudden, after talking marriage, telling me my hand is his, kids' future, meeting my parents. Oh, wow. So y'all met parents and everything? All that he just disappears again. Then writes me like 4 weeks haven't passed and there's not an issue. Well, he's doing that because that's what happened in the beginning. See, the problem is in the beginning. When he was first doing this, he got away with it because you stayed with him. So that's what happens when guys get away with stuff early in the game. they're more than likely going to repeat that because that's just what they do. So we'll go forward. I'm mad because I don't have the time for these games. I think you do. Because if you're still here, you got time. So I know what I want. I feel like he is hiding something big. Or how do I get the truth? There's more to this, but I can't write it all. So the first problem is he's always had this problem. And you stuck around. And now you're saying, I want to figure out what it is, but your brain is going in the overdrive trying to figure out what's wrong with him, right? You're trying to figure out what's wrong with him. You're trying to figure out if there's some big thing going on. But the reality is at this point, you're reaching for something because you can't deal with the fact that what he's doing is just bad. So you need to draw logic to it. But what's that going to do for you? Realistically, if you get an answer, if he says, oh, it's because of my childhood. If he says, oh, it's because I'm so scared to love, what are you going to do? You're going to help him through it? Are you going to start to actually help him feel better? You're going to take on that challenge and try to change him? Like, what are you trying to do from this? What would finding out help you with? You can just look at his behavior. So he disappears. That's it. That's all you need. And it's been 2 years and he's doing it again. And he's coming back like everything's fine because he simply can. Let me tell you something. The stuff you'll let a man do is what he will keep doing. So when you ask why he's doing it, there's many different answers. But number one is that because he can. He's doing it because he can get away with it. So hopefully that helps. But if you want him to change, see guys like this. I'd have to find out more. You'd have to work with me, because, like I said, I can get toxic guys to change, but not in the way you think. The relationship has to become more transactional. It can't become real. You can't have a real relationship with people like this. It's not going to work. People who want real relationships act like they want real relationships. You know what I'm saying? People who want real relationships, they make changes, they adapt, they try to do things, right? They don't just sit there and let it be bad. They don't keep making it a problem. I'd love to work with you. Let's do it, girl. I'm going to send you a DM then. You're in my picture file. I'm going to send you a DM after this. But yeah, I can get him to change, but I don't know if you want it. Do you believe no contact actually works? No. It depends on what you're using it for. If you're trying to use it to get him to act right, no. That's not how it works. No contact is a bluff game. And how many times are you going to use it? It's a bluff game. Honestly, no contact only works on the victim. Think about what I just said. No contact primarily works on the victim, not the perpetrator. You want to use no contact to manipulate someone or get them to act right? Use it on the person that needs that loves you more. That's why what this dude did with no contact, see, that made her feel confused because she actually wanted him. I believe no contact so you can heal yourself. Well then, yeah. But here's the thing. Here's what I say. If you've been dealing with someone toxic for years, If you've been dealing with someone toxic for years and or for a long time and you need to get right again, then you'll have to go no contact because they're just a bad person for you. And it's funny when people say, well, you know, they were good friends before. Man, you can't be my friend if you treated me like crap in a relationship. How am I going to be your friend now? Your therapist is wild for that statement. BF won't get a divorce due to financial reasons, and I won't commit to him unless he gets a divorce. He's been separated 2 years living apart. What? BF won't get a divorce, so he won't get a divorce due to financial reasons, so he can't afford it. And I won't commit to him unless he gets a divorce. Oh, a divorce from his partner. Wow, you have a boyfriend that's not divorced? Girl, you in the thick of it. Girl, yo, let me tell you something. When you date someone that's not divorced, I'm sorry for those of y'all that are on here that are not divorced, but if you date someone that's not divorced, you are in risky territory. This is high risk. Most people I know, 99% of the time that date someone that's not divorced, oh my God, they will play you. They will play your games. What you mean he's not financial? So what is he doing? So here's the thing. Let me help you out. Let's say your statement is true, right? No, I got y'all. Because I know everybody's freaking out right now. I got y'all. Let's say that statement is true. Let's say he can't divorce for someone for financial reasons. So then what the hell is he doing when he gets home? So you mean to tell me, and I've heard this excuse before, she's supporting him financially and he's not doing anything for her? She's just giving him money and he just sleeps in a different room all the time and he doesn't talk to her? He got mad at me because I won't meet him in the middle. He's supporting her. There is no middle. There is no middle. There is no middle. I'm sorry. He's all the way married and he's financially supporting another woman. You need to work with me. You need to work with me. You need to sign up to work with me. Girl, like let's go ahead and just ixnay out of this chat here. If you want to work with me, I will help you with this situation because this is a big one. You in a big one right now. Here's the thing. I don't know what kind of energy is in situations where people date married people, but I have seen people not be able to get out of this for years, man. And let me tell you something. If he's financially supporting her, girl, you in some bad stuff. That's a bad situation. And he's getting mad at you. He has the audacity to get mad at you. Oh, man, baby. Maybe his wife doesn't even know he's cheating. Well, who knows? Nat, I see you, Nat. It's been a while. Nat worked with me forever ago. She's on here on TikTok. I'm not going to expose you. I'm not going to expose you. I'm so used to people jumping on that know me. Y'all teaching that guy how to treat you. What's up? You're still doing amazing. Thank you so much. How are things with you, Nat? Bad. I went through it. We aren't together anymore. And he finally got divorced. Like as if I would take him back. She probably doesn't know I was with someone like that. It called a double life. Dang, so y'all been through it. She said, just leave. I told the wife and she came after me. Why'd she come after you? Definitely book a sesh with him. Grown a lot since our sessions. Thank you, Nat. I don't like people that have a relationship with a taken person. You wouldn't like it if it was you. Yeah, I don't know. It happens so often, especially married people. Like, here's the thing. What's up with these married people that are dating single people? Like, yo, how selfish do you have to be to bring someone in your life when you're married that's single, and then you're making all these promises that you know you're not going to probably be able to keep? Like, what are you thinking? What the hell is wrong with you? Like, I blame the married folk too, man, because they're out here torturing souls. Like, these single people are out here looking for love, believing what you're saying, and you're like, I'm just gonna date you. Like, you're manipulative. He initially lied to me when we first started dating, told me he's divorced. I confronted him, he said he just want. So you mean to tell me that your relationship got started off a lie and you stayed? I mean, he lied to you. So what you think is going to happen? What do you say about open marriages? I just don't believe in that. Me personally, I'm a monogamous man. I believe in monogamy for me personally, but I also know that people are different from me. People have different ways of being. People have different ways of responding to certain situations. I am not the only person that thinks the way that I do. So I do believe that some people can make that work, but I don't, it wouldn't work for me, you know? Some people are swingers too. They got that upside down pineapple. Have y'all seen that? I left a cheating husband, divorced now 3.5 years, just can't find a decent man, just get used. Well, you're gonna have to talk to me because I help women with that. If you're interested in working with me, type interested in the chat on Instagram. If you're interested in working with me and you're on TikTok, go ahead and send me a DM with your email address. Send me a DM with your email address on TikTok if you want to work with me. Dang, we've been on here over 90 minutes. A manipulator is good at convincing. Let me help you. Good at convincing who? Who are they good at convincing? Because that's a good statement, right? A manipulator is good at convincing who? Someone who's a willing participant. Manipulators aren't good at manipulating just anyone. It takes a person to like them first. When you like someone, right, then you're more likely to be manipulated because you don't have an objective point of view. Some of us get rose-colored glasses. Some of us see what we want to see, and we ignore the parts that we do actually see. Believe it or not, a lot of manipulators are not that great of people. They're not that convincing. But to a person that is convincible, that's a different story. And sometimes we get so deep in being convinced that we forget that we're even being manipulated. Sometimes we don't even see it no more. Some people are living in rose-colored glasses. Ha! Yo, if those rose-colored glasses don't come off after at least 3 months, at least a little bit, I like the video that you shared on your story about how eye candies aren't the best candies. Yeah, the woman that actually posted that DM'd me. She said she likes my material. I told her, I said that was a great video, right? The woman that made that video. Yeah, she was awesome. That's so true because, oh my goodness, like, I've had it for me too. Like some of the most beautiful people have the worst character that I've met. You know, like it's almost like we're an exception to cat. And that's not saying, here's the thing, beauty is subjective. So we don't all see the same beauty, but I've had people that I'm really attracted to that I realized their character wasn't all the way there. Like I talked to you for 5 minutes and you sound like, what? It's rare. Like for me, it's rare that you see someone be there both ways, right? I think that we need to do a better job of holding beautiful people accountable, okay? We gotta do better, man, because they didn't get here by accident. They got too many people that are willing to give them a whole lot. You know what I mean? We gotta hold beautiful people accountable too. How do you explain moving from one narcissist to another? You need help. You probably need some work because what that shows is that the narcissists aren't the problem. They're just a symptom. The problem is the one that keeps going to them. So what I would say is you might have stuff to work on then, because if you keep getting attached to narcissists are people that are there to make you feel bad about yourself. They're there to make you feel down about yourself and not like yourself or love yourself. They're not there for good. They're there for the illusion of good. So if you keep going from narcissist to narcissist, then you need to do some work, some inner work, inner healing, which I do. That's what I do. There's a great group I'm about to start. It's called Coda. You working against me? I got my own group. You can't be advertising your group on here. I'm messing with you. But for real. I actually have a group already. I have a private coaching group. And I help people within that group. And there are also ways to get financing from that group. I can make you an affiliate. I'm just started. I know my people who are usually from my class are on here are like, dang, man, you know, like, I didn't know you had this option. Yeah, I'm rolling this out next week. How to get financing from being in my class. I know, I'm just playing with you. Tell us a story of an attractive woman you dated. What was her personality that made her unattractive? What made her unattractive to me is that she was too superficial, right? For me. That may work for another guy, but that doesn't work for me. Like the second I met her, it was all about money. It was all about what I can buy and how I can finance her life. And it's funny because when we got through the topic, I said, what about love? Because she was like, this is what a man needs to do. This is how a man needs to treat me. This is how a man needs. And I was like, but what about love? Like, are you worried about how a man is going to love you? And then she got quiet. She had nothing to say. That was unattractive to me. Because why would I get into a relationship with someone that just wants me to finance everything? Like you don't want love? So what benefit is there here? Will the narcissist change for another person who knows a large part of the story only to turn to be a victim and a control? Or will it be short-term and he will continue to lie? The second answer, he will lie, he will be short-term and continue to lie. Do us women who actually have good hearts have a chance in finding a good guy after 37? After 37, since they are set in their ways? Yes. Yes. But the way to do that is based on character, not looks, not anything like that. See, here's the thing. Believe it or not, we're all in the same boat no matter what age you are, to an extent, right? You may get different opportunities not having a child or being younger. That's all of us. But that doesn't mean that you don't have a chance. We all have a chance. What matters more than what you look like, than how many kids you have and stuff like that is what type of character do you have? Like, are you actively trying to be a quality person that another person would feel good about? Are you trustworthy? Are you loyal? Are you reasonable? Can you hold a conversation? Are you selfish? Right? Like, this is what makes a person's value go up. Integrity, reasonability, learning. Are you humble? You know, like these are things. We're all trying to chase looks. We're saying, oh, if you look better, if you hit the gym, if you get these surgeries, if we get more money. And see, here's the thing. Yeah, that gets you in the door, right? That gets you a look. That might even get you a date. But it doesn't get you longevity. Longevity is built into stuff that's hard. Personality, character, integrity. Those are the things. Discipline, right? A lot of these guys that are saying, I want women with low body counts, don't have discipline. They don't have sexual discipline. They want a woman so badly to have qualities that they don't. But the reality is the women that they want, they don't get either. Because there are women out here that have too much respect for themselves to deal with a joker like that. A lot of these men that are talking that game don't have a girlfriend. So women like casual sex too, and there's nothing wrong with that. Do your thing, but just understand the consequences. Because what's funny to me is when people say, you know, they have sex with people and then they say, I want a relationship though, but they slept with them kind of quick. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, but I would say that that does sometimes take away the opportunity for a relationship. Because now it's just different. So at the end of the day, what matters more than anything, than looks, than age, than anything is character. But here's what I will tell you. If you don't have good character, yes, you will be less able to have a quality relationship. People are less likely to want to commit to you. I mean, why would I? Like, what would I realistically gain from wanting to commit to someone that has poor character? You make bad judgment, you're not trustworthy, you're not loyal, you're not uplifting. You look at difficulty and every opportunity, you're glass half empty. You know, like, why would I want to be with that kind of person that makes me miserable? I don't care how you look. The most beautiful person physically can become so unattractive to me if they start saying crazy stuff like that. I'm like, you're going to make my life miserable. I was better off single. I mean, look at what some of you ladies are going through on here. How many beautiful narcissists do you meet that ruin your freaking life? That leave you in a confused state where every time you wake up, you don't know what mood you're going to get today. You don't know if they're going to talk to you crazy, if they're going to be crazy, if they're going to ruin your life, they're going to make you feel not smart, if they're going to make you feel unloved. Like, look at what you're going through, man. But he got a six-pack. But he pretty. But he got money. But he makes me feel like I don't have to be alone anymore. Because I don't think I can actually do better. Come on, man. Hey, here's the thing. Here's what I'm going to tell you. It's okay to like someone for superficial reasons. If you like them because of looks or because they got a six-pack or because the sex is great, hey, I don't shame that. But the problem is when the other stuff isn't hitting and you're still continuing to choose this person, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? If I'm going to like someone for superficial reasons, I can't complain when the other stuff is off. If I complain, that's my fault. Do people really don't care about looks? No, a lot of people care about looks. I will tell you that. I think looks are important to an extent. I think that attraction definitely, and looks is not always about like, oh, you look like, Kim Kardashian, or you look like, I don't know, celebrities. I think it's more about, see, looks can be more about how you style yourself, like how you put yourself together, how you present yourself. Like, if you look like you care about, thank you, Martine, for the roses. If you look like you care about yourself, right? So I think that attraction is necessary in that approach. And you can make yourself more attractive by taking care of yourself, right? Taking care of your physical health. So eating healthy, maybe working out, going to the gym, caring about your clothes, like, get styled properly, caring about yourself is sexy, right? You don't have to be a conventionally beautiful person. You just have to look like you care. When you don't care about yourself and physically, and it shows, that is what it is, right? You got to put in work if you want to, be more attractive, or come off. That's all it is. So it's not like a conventionally attractive thing. It's just like, do you care about yourself? Because that's how some people measure looks. They measure looks by you look like you care. You look like you take care of yourself. I understand attraction is necessary, but too many people accept the perfect face and the perfect body. That's the problem. Well, then that's their problem. And see, here's the thing. If they are all chasing the perfect body and the perfect face, then that's a lot less people that you have to worry about. Right? And see, perfection is subjective also. Because if you say everyone's chasing, someone that looks like Kim Kardashian, then that's just what they like. There's a lot of people that like other kinds of people too, right? They'll be chasing forever, exactly. Because superficial always requires you to keep refilling that cup. See, character holds you stronger, right? So let's see, how to tell. How do you tell? You should be able to tell pretty quickly. Because let me tell you, when people are superficial, they usually talk about it. That's number one. They typically will tell you, oh, I love the way you look, or I love the way this looks, and this. Like, that's how you can kind of tell. Like, secondly, they get disappointed if that's not being shown to them. Like, they have a wandering eye usually. They're always looking at pictures. Like, guys who care a lot about looks will typically not be able to hold back on how much they pursue women because of looks, right? They can like you with clothes, but then we in bed and everything changes. Well, if they don't like you when you take off your clothes, then, I mean, what does that mean? I mean, well, maybe they're just not attracted to what you look like without clothes. I mean, some people don't like me without clothes. But here's the thing. That's not you, right? That's just what they're attracted to. I almost feel like this conversation is more about how people feel about you. Am I picking up what you're putting down here? Too many superficial people. Are you really triggered by this topic? There's a lot of people that are not superficial too. Boundaries and chase what aligns. Do you know Rob Kowalski? Do you follow Rob Kowalski? No. Who is that? I'm gonna look him up. No, I don't know who this is. I don't know what's happening in these comments right now. She's attention seeking. What? What are you talking about? Oh, you saying she's trying to troll me or something? What? People just need to learn how to be humble and respectful. And that's a word. I know that just came out of nowhere, right? Sometimes I think that there are dudes. That's what I thought. I was like, yo, I wonder if they know each other. Do you know her? Because you came out of nowhere. Y'all know each other. Y'all arguing. Oh man. Exactly what I was thinking. No. Why is he talking to you like that? That was so random. He was mad too. He was mad like y'all knew each other. That's crazy. I have it happen to me too. Like it literally happens, not to me. It happens like sometimes I'll be on TikTok or Instagram and there's someone that comes out of nowhere like, "You're so dumb, hate you." And I'm like, "Huh? The heck happened?" You good? It's like a drive-by. Oh, I'm done, man. Y'all making me laugh too much. I can't stand it here. All right, I think I'm going to go ahead and jump off. It has been well over 2 hours that I have been on here. Toot toot. So if you are in the comments on Instagram and you want to work with me, you want to go to my class this week that talks about why you're attracted to narcissists, why they're attracted to you, and you want my texting deal, because I work with texting and sessions, and if you want a deal, like I said, it's a limited time. Go ahead and type interested in the chat on Instagram. If you want to work with me you're on TikTok, right? Go ahead and DM me your email address and I will contact you directly. Send me your email address. You send my email, you send an email. Okay. Send me your email address also. Thank you for sending it on Instagram. Send me your email on TikTok and we are going to work texting deal. Yes, I will fill you in. You get to text me 24/7 and I work with you on that. Yay. I'm really looking forward to working with you. Same here, love. Same here. But anyway, I will see y'all next time, and let's do this again, okay? All right, bye, y'all. Go ahead and DM me, though, if you want to work with me. I'm going to end this one, and then I got to end TikTok.